Hit it, Logan.
It's After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
Your weekly download of their extracurricular activities. Enjoy.
This week on After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
Have you ever drunk garlic soup? I haven't. I probably wouldn't want to.
I said you had a Ph.D. in drinking beer and partying.
So I decided to go from regenerative medicine to degenerative medicine.
Is there like a secret meeting of the brewers?
Parmesan and garlic one is just vile.
I'm Irish and Ukrainian, so it's like a mix of two big, angry drinking households. Okay, welcome. Jochen?
Sometimes Jochen, but always Jochen.
Jochen. Okay. Jochen Fahr. You were here from Fahr Brewing Co. That's a very good way to remember your name, and I didn't want to butcher it by any means, but we're so happy to have you on, and we know Oktoberfest is rolling around, so we thought we better bring on somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about to pump us up for Oktoberfest.
We do drink a lot of local beers on the podcast, so it just makes sense. So today we're drinking the Fahr Oktober Golden Strong. What can you tell us about this beer?
First, you got to listen.
Yeah.
You're right by the mic.
Right by the mic. So it's a beer we make once a year only. And really only for this event in like September, October. It's a 5.9% lager. Mm-hmm. It's a little honey. It's a little herbal.
Yeah.
You can taste the honey in it.
There's no honey in it, though. It's like the tasting notes.
It's very...
It's pure.
Okay.
Oh.
That's what I'm tasting.
Don't mind the accent.
No, I love it. It's very like it's very rich in flavor, which
Yes.
I really enjoy. There's a lot.
It's not your dad's lawnmower lager.
No.
It's not my dad's like President's Choice beer.
It's not the one with the bunnies on the can.
That's right.
You're not watering down anything here. This is beautiful. Very happy to have you bring on this once a year. We feel very special because you really loaded us up with a shit ton of stock, and we said, what can we open up? Why is it that this is only made once a year? Just because of Oktoberfest, or does it take a lot to properly brew? Or?
Right, so it's both.
Okay.
So it's a very special brew that we do really only for Oktoberfest. And Oktoberfest is our like marquee event, if you will. Like it's very much my Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And so I like to celebrate Christmas with a lot of people. Last year, I think, was about 2,500 people at the Grey Eagle.
Oh my God.
Wow.
We're shooting for 4,000 people, so we need to sell a few more tickets. So get on it.
That's a proper Oktoberfest, though. Like you
Yes.
want, and I mean, it's very cool that a local person has stamped your name, your family name on this event. And you were saying just off mic here, like a minute ago. I mean, we'll get into how you guys are local, but tell us a little bit about yourself, because you said you've been here for what, a decade now? Like
longer. It's what, 16, 18 years or so?
Okay. And where
Yeah.
are you from originally?
I can take the boy out of Germany, but you cannot take Germany out of the boy.
Yeah, so where were you
So-
originally from? Yeah.
So I grew up on the border to Switzerland, so the very south of Germany. In an area with a really strange microclimate where we grow palm trees, and like it was just way too hot for me. So I said, well, doing undergrad, I was like, what do I do? There's a biotechnology master somewhere in the world. So I looked around, and UFC was one. There was one in Beijing. There was some in Argentina. And then, first of all, the UFC got back to me first. And second, the flight was 29 euros.
Oh, jeez. Times have changed.
So
Did you
so
say
that's
biotechnical? What was that?
biotechnology.
Wow.
So like my undergrad is in biochemical engineering, hence beer.
Okay.
And then I did my PhD at the UFC.
I had to actually tell Ty about this because your email signature, I said, this fucking guy's got a PhD. And I said, pardon me.
Permanent head damage.
I said you had a PhD in drinking beer and partying. I didn't actually.
Well, drinking beer for sure.
Yeah.
So
Partying maybe.
when you decided to come to UFC,
Yeah.
what was your end goal with that type of education?
So well, I started out in the Masters of Medical Science. And then I fast-tracked into biomedical engineering
Wow.
for my PhD, right?
Wow.
Advanced tissue cultures and stem cells and all kinds of things. And
We're some lowly radio hosts. You're fabulous.
and then I was a project manager at a heat exchanger development company. And then I was a senior scientist at a plant biotech company in the Northeast.
That's
And
incredible.
then when I yelled at the CEO at the time, that was it. And then one of my advisors at the time just said, well, you talked my ear off like with a brewery that you want to do, and you win a bunch of awards, and if you're not doing it now, you'll never do it. So a week later was incorporated.
Wow.
Wow.
And then right around the time, my wife told me that she's pregnant too with our son. So I'm like, so okay, it takes heat and pressure to build up diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to go from regenerative medicine to degenerative medicine, I guess.
I mean, this is also in
It's very regenerative too. It has electrolytes,
in
carbs.
Dr. Sleep, they call it medicine. I think.
Oh my god, you're hilarious. I feel like for a person with such an education, it is very cool that you took a step away from what I'm assuming sounds like a very stressful line of work. I'm assuming this has its stresses too, but you're working with things
Different frustrations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that make people genuinely pretty happy and
Yes.
involved in celebrations and entertainment and things like that. I can see why this tastes so damn good now. It's all bioengineered to taste delicious.
Well, there's so much more behind this. It's actually engineered.
I believe that. Yeah, you probably like take your time with each recipe, right? Like, you have
Yeah,
to think
so
of
like
everything.
we recreate water for every product type that we make.
What?
So you're creating
so-
your own water for these beers.
Yeah. So essentially, we have a big reverse osmosis unit on site, and so it takes all the minerals out of the water, and then based on the beer type, we add minerals back in just to highlight what we want to highlight. It's like cooking, right?
Yes.
So certain ions, salts in your water, make the beer taste sweeter. Some of them make them more salty, some of them more bitter, right? And so like you can really fine tune what you want to highlight in a beer. And like beer is 95% water.
Yeah.
So if you start out with shitty water, what do you get out?
Shitty beer.
Yeah. So
Shit goes in, shit comes out, sorry. But
you're
incredible.
Alberta based. Is any other
Yes.
like Western or even Canadian craft breweries doing that, or like is that common to do that type of
there's
process?
a few of them that have RO units, but I'm not sure how many of them actually do it to that extent.
Okay.
It's expensive to do too.
Yeah.
Wow. This just made me have a whole new respect for obviously the brand, the Fahr brand, the engineering,
The other cool thing about it too is like this was started here, right? Like it's not the only ties of it is me to
Yeah.
Germany, right? I moved here, I did all my education, the background that we just talked about, and then I started the brewery in Turner Valley, now Diamond Valley, right?
Yeah.
So, but once a year, I import my hops directly from the hops farm in Germany. Like I grew up an hour away from that farm, and like last time I went to Germany, did the drive to the hops farm. I walked in and I said, "Well, I need your hops," and so we import it directly without any middleman, straight from Germany, straight from the hops farm.
Which beer does that one go in?
All
Or
of
is-
them.
All of them?
Wow.
Okay. Do you have a favorite beer you get to make?
Yes, we have the copper that's in the mix pack in there too.
Yeah.
It's an amber lager, so we make mainly lagers.
Okay.
What we're most known for, though, is our ale. That's funny. But we have our Hefe. It's our wheat
The
ale,
Hefe-
Hefeweizen.
The Heffenweisen, yeah.
That's our flagship beer.
Yeah.
It won Best in the World in 2020, and I think that was the first Canadian brewery ever that won that award.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so
There have been a few since, but like
yeah.
We almost got one for our podcast. Didn't get it, so
I
those aren't easy to get. Congrats.
Yeah. I was going to say like obviously talking about how local this brand is, but it's very on a worldly scale. You're entering into different competitions. Are you selling in your town in Germany or no?
No, it's
Okay.
currently only Alberta, a little bit of BC, a little bit of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worldwide because after we won,
Yeah.
guess who knocked at the door? That was the funniest story ever.
Okay, wait. Is this the beer that I like? Is it?
The Hefe.
Is it the Star Trek? 'Cause
No.
you did a Star Trek beer as well.
Yeah, the one with Paramount.
That's
like,
crazy.
Wow, okay.
licensed
So
to
who
them.
knocked at the door, and then we'll get to
Yeah.
the Star Trek beer.
Yeah, so I get an email out of the blue, and it's like, well, we want you to be part of this publication that's going alongside with the 20th anniversary of the global headquarters for Rolls-Royce in London. And I'm like, no, that's spam. Like, So I looked up the person on LinkedIn and I sent her an email on LinkedIn. And she's like, no, that's right. Like there was a consortium of journalists and Rolls-Royce Enthusiast Club members that selected your beer to be part of it. I have so we served the Hefe in London at the Grosvenor House Hotel on Hyde Park. It was just the weirdest thing.
There's like normal people, okay, and then there's like people like that who are like in the ultra wealthy small percentage of the world. That is insane.
You do that, and then you also come out with a Star Trek beer that people are trying to get worldwide. How do you do a Star Trek beer?
Well, they approached us again to do, so essentially it's a variation of the Radler that we've done. Like it's kind of like a lemony pilsner.
We had it on the podcast. We liked it, yeah.
Right, I saw that one actually.
Yeah. Okay, jaws on the floor. Your connections are insane. So you've
like,
had a
got
couple,
any more of that?
a couple of these huge brands, though, right? Like reaching out to you.
Yes.
What did that open the door for anything else? Like, so these Rolls-Royce people.
He's
come
like, I got
to
a couple
you.
of Rolls-Royce. It's
Did
fine.
Did you get invited to the event?
Yes, so I was at the exhibition that they were there, and like, it's I talked to the UN ambassador for the UK. Like it was kind of like it was just a weird, surreal.
Wow.
Like,
what was that for you? Did you make some great connections? Like, did you see some like, were British royals there? I'm like, what's happening?
even if they were there, I have no idea
Oh my god.
because I couldn't pick them out of a
Yeah.
lineup.
You're a humble man. I love this.
And I'm like, what'd you get out of the Paramount deal? A free subscription to Paramount Plus?
No, I
Anything?
get to pay licensing fees to them.
oh my god.
Really? You had to pay for that?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well-
Jesus.
Me and producer Logan bought a shit ton of it, so
Appreciate that one.
yeah.
That is.
He's got one on his desk
He
right
has
now.
one right
yeah.
now. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Well, so that is huge steps. Obviously, as this local Alberta beer. What do you want people to know about? Oh, there it is. We got the can. It's empty.
There you
Oh my
go.
He
god.
kept it, yeah.
What do you want people
That
to
was
know about?
Oh,
yeah, he
yeah.
crushed it. Hey.
We kept those ones.
There's a hole in the side. I think you just shotgunned it.
You probably did. If people have never heard about you, why did you decide to go? Why Diamond Valley? Why down there? Because I know they also have Diamond Valley Distillery down there too. Like lots of
Yeah.
people seem to be.
Eau Claire Distillery.
Yes, Eau Claire. Yeah.
And that's got to be probably one of the troubles of trying to get people to know you're local. Like, you can't just roll up to the tap room, can you?
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
we have a tap room there. And we used to have the Oktoberfest down there too.
Oh, cool.
Which
okay.
was perfect. It started during COVID
Yeah.
with AHS approval. It was in 2020 that we did the first one.
Yeah.
We got permission from the town to block off the road, and we had tents on the road, and like we did an outdoor thing.
Oh, wow.
But then AHS came in and said, well, you can have either 4 walls and a roof and no roof, or 1 wall and a roof. And I think, well, a tent isn't really a tent without a roof.
Yes.
And without the roof, I might as well have a jail Oktoberfest. So it was 1 wall and a roof,
Ah,
and 900 people.
amazing.
During COVID, fully AHS licensed with RCMP all everywhere. It's like, okay. And then the requirement was to like make sure that under no circumstances any dancing's allowed.
What?
At an Oktoberfest? That's
With
like
900 drunk people.
sacrilegious. Yeah.
Well, we tried.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
It's like their radio show, but in podcast form.
All right, we're back. Jochen Fahr, Fahr Brewing. Thank you for coming on. You have been so fabulous to join us before. Obviously, your probably busiest time of your season, Oktoberfest coming up. And if you haven't heard, we're drinking these fabulous, only once a year made right here on our podcast. Jochen was nice enough to bring these. This is the official Oktoberfest Fahr Brewing Co. beer. Now, what is happening
No
for
co.
Oktober? Oh, no.
No co. Like if there's no co behind it.
There is no co.
Fahr
Oh,
Beer.
I'm sorry.
I always wondered why they kept writing that
Oh.
Yeah.
on that event website. So
Okay, well,
it's
we're
just
gonna
Fahr
have
Brewing.
Yeah.
just Fahr
And
Brewing.
it's not on the like it's only on your event.
Really?
It's on our
Hey.
website. Well,
Yeah.
me and Mariah don't do that. We'll talk to those people and we'll make sure they're punished.
Okay,
Don't you
I
worry.
apologize for that. No, it's good. Thank you for telling. So just Fahr.
Just Fahr
Brew.
Beer.
Fahr Beer. Okay, there we go. Okay, well,
I make it easy for people. I could have said originally I started out with Brauerei Fahr, and like spell an email address at jfahr@brauerei-fahr.com.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on the phone for 15 minutes.
Oh my God. Hey. Okay. Fahr Beer. Way easier to say. I was all
Correct.
nervous about getting it correct, so you did my job easier.
I'm doing things easier for people.
Yeah. Tell us, obviously, Oktoberfest,
Mm-hmm.
you are bringing something of your culture to
Right.
Alberta.
Is that the Grey Eagle?
Yes, this is huge and like a massive celebration probably from when you first started.
Yes.
What can we expect this year?
So, Oktoberfest and fests in general in Germany are very beer centric, but it's not about the beer.
Yeah.
It's really about you go there, and you might not know anybody, but you leave and you have a ton new friends.
Yeah.
Right. And the beer is really there to support, in a supporting role.
Yeah,
Right.
and compared to the friends and the dancing
Correct.
and the
So for that we have the beer, and
Zabier.
we serve everything in glass mugs.
Nice.
So there's no plastic, there's no cans. So we have 500 ml, so half a liter, and 1 liter stein. So and they're original Oktoberfest glasses.
Wow.
They're heavy, they don't break, and they hold 1 liter, right? And you have 5 or 6 of them, and you're
So it's not
pretty
like a
happy
ticketed
camper.
event where you're sampling beers.
It's
Well,
not a sampling
I
event.
think people often get it mixed up with something like that.
So we used to have an event here that was called Oktoberfest, and it was from Alberta Beer Fest.
Yes.
And that was a sampling event at the BMO Center.
Okay.
We're talking full.
This is full on,
Glass.
it's just us. It's not a Grey Eagle event, it's a Fahr event.
Well, and when
right?
you have a gentleman like yourself directly as an immigrant from your country,
Yep.
showing what is important about your culture, you're going to get it right, you know? It's nobody watering it down
Right.
here. Yeah.
So that's the beer part.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is a best dressed competition.
Okay.
So bring out the dirndl and the lederhosen.
I've had to
do
wear
it,
it before.
do it.
Okay.
And not the plastic lederhosen from Amazon, please.
Get
That's all I
get
got.
Or
some
maybe
legit.
you can. I might just look away.
The stuff
But,
here probably isn't as good. The lederhosen here.
Yeah, I got mine from Germany, but
Yeah.
they're also they cost you an arm and a leg and your right
Jeez.
kidney.
Yeah.
But it's but really what we also have is we have a yodeling contest, so that's fun. We have a stein holding contest every day, so you have to have 1 liter of beer in the stein. That's about I would say about 3 to 4 pounds in
Yeah.
total.
What?
And you have to hold it out straight with your arm, and whoever holds it out for the longest wins.
Is part of the temptation not drinking it?
Well, then you're out.
Yeah. That would be the hard part, yeah.
That'd be the hard part. Other
I-
than your muscles freaking hurting. I think the world record was 22 minutes or something crazy.
What?
What?
The longest I've
Strong.
seen was 6 minutes.
German men. It's funny. I have a friend. She's getting married this weekend
Mm-hmm.
in Banff, but she's been to Europe a few times, and she planned her wedding accordingly. She can leave immediately and go to Oktoberfest in Germany.
Yeah.
She gets on a plane. That's the first thing she's doing, and they have been looking forward to it there because it's quite the event.
Yeah.
I think you can buy a table.
Yes.
And you go, and she's like, I've never experienced before, but there's 10 of them going,
Yeah.
and
You can buy a
like-
table at ours too.
Yeah.
And the fun thing about this is our Oktoberfest always coincides with the start of the German Oktoberfest, like the Munich Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
That's what I was
The
gonna
proper
say.
one,
yeah.
yeah.
Like you sound like you're very transcribing like the exact culture of what you do
Yes.
there. So
It's gonna be a much more authentic one than has probably previously been here. From what I understand.
I mean, we have Schuhplattlers.
oh,
Yeah.
We have 2 polka bands.
What kind of food you guys are gonna be having?
There's going to be big pretzels. There's going to be
Yes.
schnitzel. There's going to be sauerkraut,
Yes.
potato salad.
Yes.
amazing.
Those are all the best ones.
All the good hearty foods, right?
Yeah.
It soaks up all the beer, and they can just keep drinking.
And I was thinking, so for an event like this, because it's at the Grey Eagle, probably Uber or Lyft there if you
Yep.
can. That's probably
Yeah.
the best way to do it, right?
Or if you want to, they have rooms too.
oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's
hotel, right?
true. We have had rooms
Jeez.
there.
Not sure how many rooms are available still, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Get it while you can.
You mentioned that you have a family
Yes.
and a wife.
Yep.
Does your wife come in? This must be a huge event for you personally. Like, are you up on the stage emceeing, doing anything?
well, I'm not emceeing. I'm not too keen on public speaking like that because I find it awkward.
You're so outgoing
Yeah,
though.
I
I'm
am.
like,
Doing
what
with
are you
this
talking
grade.
about? You're hilarious.
It's I like leaving the limelight to other people sometimes.
yeah.
And like you probably can't enjoy it if you're doing all that. So do you take time to enjoy it while you're there?
Yeah, like do you let
Yeah, I
loose?
mean, like it's
At what point do you start having too many, or do you not? Do you have to be on the?
Okay.
I don't know when it's too many. Like, at least last time
That's
I
us.
didn't. Last time I didn't, anyways. No, it all becomes a blurry thing.
Oh my god.
But the cool thing is that again, that's one of the biggest rewards that I can get. Is like there's people there that have never met me that I didn't convince to come. You gotta come here and do this, or come here and try it out. Like they come because they wanted to, or they've had the beer before and they like it.
Yeah.
And they have a great time. They enjoy themselves. They like the beer. They like the atmosphere. They like the party. And they leave laughing, or they are laughing or having fun at the party. That to me, that's the biggest, like,
Oh yeah.
that makes me the most proud, right? Because it's like, it's easy for me to say, okay, come to my house, I have free beer. And everybody says, oh, yeah, it's great beer because it's free, right? But like, or going to a bar and like, where people don't know where I am, but they order my beer and like, hey, but like you gotta try this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like hearing that makes me really proud, right? Because it's so much hard work that goes in there, right? And like so
Yeah.
much,
Stay in and day out.
yes. And it's like you just live and breathe it.
Well,
No days off.
and,
Probably.
and I was
Yeah.
thinking, like, it's funny. I can just tell similarities. Like when with owning your own business, when we had our friend who's the chef on, you have a lot of gamble at stake. It's a lot of, trial and error,
Yep.
and your family believing in you and making connections, and people taking chances, coming on podcasts, probably getting
Yeah.
dragged on here. But
Is the craft brewery scene pretty nice? Do you guys help each other out a lot? You find?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We all face the same challenges, right? Like
So a big Budweiser trying to chase you guys off, right? Like you guys are up against them, right? That's how it must feel.
like, it's all the politics and the behind the scenes there, right?
Is there like a secret meeting of the brewers? Can I come?
is there beer?
I've sworn secrecy.
Jesus.
I might get dunked in a mash tun if I
Yeah, no kidding. If you reveal, hey, what did you feel?
There'd be one sour beer.
God. What did you feel like was your biggest challenge with establishing this Oktoberfest event? Because it's been how many years now running for you?
5 in total.
Okay,
we had
nice.
3 years at the brewery, and then that's the second year at the Grey Eagle.
Okay.
It's always like nerve-wracking because Calgary is such a last-minute purchase
City?
city. It's like, so are we
Get those
selling any
tickets.
tickets now? Or like, what do we need to do? And then like at the end of it, like the 2 weeks in, like that's when you generally see people buying
When
tickets.
does the event start?
On Friday the 20th
Okay.
at 2 o'clock
Okay.
to midnight.
Okay.
And then, 4 o'clock. Sorry, 4 o'clock to 3 or 4 o'clock to midnight. I have to look it up again, actually. And then Saturday, it's 2 to midnight.
All right. If it's Friday or Saturday morning and you're listening to this, buy the ticket.
Door tickets.
Yeah,
Come
like
on. We'll put the link in the podcast description.
I was saying to a few of my girlfriends, because I was telling them that we're having you on this
Bring out the
podcast.
dirndls.
Yeah, literally, I was like, let's get an outfit. Let's go, ladies. Like, why not?
You can win stuff, too.
yeah.
Best dressed.
I know. I think I need to. I'm like, I love a
Seriously.
good theme, And I'm not saying it's a theme, but I love dressing up, celebrating culture. I find it amazing. Yeah, it's cool.
It's
cool,
like on
obviously.
St. Patty's here, and everybody's Irish.
Yeah, I
true.
know. I'm
Everyone's-
Irish and Ukrainian, so it's like a mix of two big, angry, drinking households. But yeah, I think like I feel like people, especially too, when they go to different like cultural celebrations, you find so many similarities in other people's cultures as you don't think you will. You know what I mean? Like there's so many. Think about how many Ukrainian people have come here in the past month or year and would love to go to an event like this and go meet people.
We've had a few Ukrainian guests last year at the event, and all of them were saying, "Well, that feels like Europe. It
Yeah,
feels great. They were just having
yeah.
a great time."
I watched
Yes.
this movie called Beer Fest years ago. And
The recipe, the recipe.
yeah, so I've been waiting to go to something like this.
Oh,
so
jeez.
this sounds like it's as close
Well,
as
the
it'll get.
HGLC would not allow me to do like the beer pouring.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
I'll stick with my rugby team for that, but the big steins
Fun
and
breaks.
You're seeing us behaved now, but at the event, I'm sure we're gonna go and you're gonna see a different shade of us. But it's always
Which
fun.
one of gray?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
wanna know. We do have a game
I
to
am
get.
jamming anyways. But
Yeah.
We have a game to get to, but we'll let Sam flip the cameras, and then we'll let you finish off telling everyone where they can get the tickets.
Yes. We'll play one game and then we won't keep you forever.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
All right, we're chatting with Jochen Fahr. Did I say it correct?
Yes.
All right, now it's time
Yes.
for Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
Mariah and Ty's Game of the Week.
That's right. Okay, now we do a game that is just very lighthearted. It's a little game of would you rather? We will propose a situation to you. You have to say what you would rather do. Ties are always usually dumb as fuck, but
I actually got a good one because Mariah got on my case for not offering ones that would make sense to the guests.
Okay.
So this is easy for you.
Okay.
You want me to hit them up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Would you rather create a beer with the flavor of wasabi and soy sauce or garlic and parmesan?
Ooh.
Wow.
I think garlic and parmesan has a big market here in Calgary and Alberta. Wasabi and soy sauce, I think, could work a little
I
better.
don't know.
I'm
Wasabi and
curious.
soy sauce is a little too fishy.
But there's oyster stouts out there. I've seen it.
You're borderline on
Sushi beer?
soy, right? Yeah.
Sushi
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
How would you make garlic and parmesan work? What kind of beer would that be?
You're talking to a guy that only uses 4 ingredients in his beer.
That's why I gave you this
I
question.
actually have a T-shirt. On the back it says, "I promise to never produce an orange blossom cherry infused chocolate porter ever,"
Well,
with the signature at the bottom. So like you're giving me this question, I feel like really set up here.
what would you pick, though, offhand? What one do you think would potentially work the best?
So, soy sauce is quite salty, has a lot of umami. Wasabi, spicy. That could together could work probably in a some kind of darker lager.
Oh,
And then the Parmesan and garlic one is just vile.
vile. You
I
the-
love
you
both of them, but in a beer is like
It's
you
too
drink,
much.
like. Have you ever drunk garlic soup? I haven't.
Oh.
I probably wouldn't want to. There was a restaurant on was it 17th here Mission? It
Yeah.
was like the garlic clove, I think it was. Like it was years ago,
Oh.
and it was only garlic, but it was so much garlic that for weeks you would smell like garlic.
Oh, wow.
I love garlic. but that
Probably
was a
very
garlic
alluring to
overload.
walk by. That was probably the main selling point. Like, I got to go in there. It smells nice.
I went in there, came out, it was too far garlic.
Yeah, that
FAHR.
I
So
mean-
wasabi and soy?
Sometimes it goes.
yeah, I think
Wasabi
this-
and soy.
It could be playable. Okay, I have a would you rather, and again, this is in like a fairy tale land. I'm not saying this would happen in your real Oktoberfest situation, but would you rather have the worst lederhosen wardrobe malfunction of your life? You have to now just walk around basically naked for the event. Nobody's allowed to help you. You can't replace your outfit. Or every time you pick up your stein, it breaks immediately.
Oh, I picked the
See,
leader.
I'm German and I'm European, so like Like-
Nudity is nothing.
that's an easy one.
I come in with parmesan and garlic and wasabi and soy. You got to think
That's
about
a
it.
terrible
This
one.
one. This one. What are you going to go with?
You're like, I saved the beer. I show off this beautiful body.
Seriously, like
It's actually really funny. I actually personally wanted to ask you because I'm going to Europe for the first time in a month, and I'm going for quite a while for my honeymoon. And I selfishly want to know where I'm going to Croatia, Greece, and Italy, and I don't know what you would say would be your what I would look forward to being the best. I'm assuming you've traveled to a few places, but
I've been to Italy, but not to the other ones.
okay. As a first-time European traveler, any recommendations for me to keep myself safe, savvy? I don't know.
Overall, it's pretty safe over there.
Yeah,
like-
yeah,
But European style are way more direct.
yeah. Okay.
That's one thing I learned here,
Oh, interesting.
painfully. I mean, you can't go wrong with the food in any of those places. Unless it's raw, then it might be
Yeah, a little dicey.
a little dicey. But food, like, yeah, just enjoy it. Like,
Beautiful.
people are generally open and friendly.
Yes.
And most of them speak English.
That's
So-
that's what I've heard. So, well, thank you. I had to pick your brain on that, and I appreciate the insight.
After Hours with Mariah and Ty.
It's like their radio show, but in podcast form.
We will rate your beers as we do every beer that we have on our podcast. Jochen, these are amazing. I give it a 10 out of 10. This is easily the quickest beer I think I've finished on our pod, actually. So, very
Yeah,
delicious.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10 as well. It is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, now it is. Okay. But
little
pretty
bit.
much, yes.
That's the angel share right there.
That's
where
right.
Where can people get tickets for Oktoberfest?
That's Ticketmaster.
Okay.
If you go on our homepage, fahr.ca, you get a link right there. It's on our Instagram too. There's a couple of giveaways. Sociables has a contest going on there too, I think.
Okay. Oh, she's like an influencer in Calgary. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
We have them at the tap room. You can get them there as well. Or at the Grey Eagle, there's door tickets as well.
Beautiful.
I think it's $35 for general admission and then $60 for VIP, VIP
What does the
admission.
VIP get them?
So VIP gets you a stein to take home at the end and the first fill.
Oh.
That's pretty good for a whole stein to take home. Oh, my God. So, not a bad deal.
It's like the
Okay.
half-liter stein.
Wow.
Well, Fahr Beer, 10 out of 10 in our books, and we very much so look forward to Oktoberfest. I plan on going myself, getting the outfit ready next weekend, but you're fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on. We wish you a happy Oktoberfest.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Now we wave to the camera, we give a
Bye-bye.
goodbye, and that's it.
Cheers.
Wow.
You've been listening to After Hours with Mariah and Ty. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and have the new episode of After Hours with Mariah and Ty downloaded weekly to whatever device you use.
And you turn into spotted
I know. I've
I
heard.
watched Paddington, and then I was like, man, marmalade looks pretty good. Bought some, tried it. I was like,
It's not
"Ugh."
good. It's not sweet. No, it's not
No.
good.
No, it's you know what? I actually looked it up where it came from before,
Yeah, just
before I
to
got
see?
here. And
Yeah.
so the guy thought those were sweet oranges when
Yeah.
he bought the ship. Like he bought a shipload
Oh.
full of oranges.
Yeah, and then they're sour.
And
or
he
whatever?
thought they were sweet, but no, they're bitter and sour. And then he thought, what the heck do I do with it?
Yeah.
Make jam.
So he added a ton of sugar.
Jesus. That's how you get marmalade jam, eh?